Hey, what's up guys, Cinnamon Tutorials here, and today I will be doing another tutorial follow-up on my last tutorial, which if you haven't seen that, then go check it out. There's a link in the description below if you want to watch that. And if you haven't seen that, again, you will be lost and you'll have no idea what I'm doing. So go watch that and then come back. But today I will be doing the second part, I guess, of that tutorial, and we will be doing player collisions, or colliding with, like, player is going to collide with the wall. And yeah, don't mind the buzzing in the background. That is my microphone being stupid, and I don't know how to fix it yet. So yeah, let's get on with the tutorial. So what you're going to want to do is create a new sprite. Call it SBR_wall. When I actually do that, let's call it, yeah, SBR_wall. Go to edit sprite, click new sprite. 32 by 32 is fine. Double click the image 0 here, and just get the fill bucket and fill it in black or whatever color you want. Doesn't really matter. Click the green check mark. Don't toy around with any more of the settings. Just click OK, and then yeah, you've made a new sprite. And then what you're gonna want to do next is create an object and call it obj_wall. Click on the little sprite icon here. Assign the obj wall to the sprite of SBR wall, and make sure this is checked. Make sure it is solid. Make sure you check the solid check mark here, and if you don't, then it won't work. And then press the OK, and that's all you need to do for the wall. And before we get into actually coding the collision, you can go into your room here and go to the Objects tab and click anywhere in this box, this gray outlined box here, and then you should see a little drop down menu, and then just click obj_wall, and then you can place them anywhere you want in the room just by clicking. So I'm just gonna make like a little corner like that. I'll move the player up here so we can test our collisions. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Yeah, so that's actually fine. I was gonna build a box around him, but that's actually a bad idea. So yeah, and then you can just click the green check mark. You can make this box, or you can place the walls wherever you want. Doesn't really matter, or whatever you're using for your game, whatever. Just have the walls in there somewhere, obviously, because that's what you want your player to collide with. And then now what you're gonna want to do is go into the obj_player and go into the step event. And this is the code that we had before. And again, go check out the last episode because you'll have no idea what this is, and I will not be explaining it in this episode. So go back to the last one to see what this means. So what you're gonna want to do in the step event is you're gonna want to go up here, and you're gonna want to create a new tag or a new comment and call it collision. And before I begin, I'm just gonna say that this code is based off of Sean Spalding's platformer tutorials collision code. It is not my code. It is his code, but it works beautifully with platforming. Like, you could use this collision code for a platformer or a top-down game or anything. It's just beautiful collision, and I'm gonna put his channel in the description. Go check him out. He's awesome. He makes Game Maker tutorials as well. So I will be using his code for this video. And yeah, it is his code. It is not mine. So don't say it was mine. Say it was his, because he was the one who created it. I'm just gonna use it because it's an amazing. It's amazing. It works perfectly to everything else I've tried for collision code. So I will be teaching you guys his method of doing it. So what you're gonna want to do is I'm gonna get you to copy down a bunch of stuff, and then I'll explain it after. So just copy this down. I'll just type a bunch of code and then we'll explain it. So I'm gonna say if, in brackets, place meeting x plus HSP, comma y, comma obj wall, and then you're gonna want to do brackets like this, and I will explain all this again. Don't freak out, just copy it. So and then just press tab, and then just do while exclamation mark place meeting x plus sign, and then in brackets HSP, comma y, comma obj wall, x plus equals sign HSP. Oh, and you could pause the video at any point if I'm going a little bit too fast as well. And then HSP equals 0. Okay, so this is his code. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that, actually. Let's just not do that. HSP equals 0 again. Whoa, okay. Alright, so this is his code. And so yeah, I will start explaining it now. And alright, so the first thing is this is an if statement. And what an if statement does is it basically checks if whatever is in these brackets is true, or whatever is in these brackets is true, then in here do something, else don't do it. Or else it won't do it. So if whatever this is happening, then it will perform whatever is in between these two brackets here. That's what an if statement does. You should kind of already have an idea of what an if statement does, and if you don't, there's basic coding tutorials out there. Just go search up if statement, you'll get a full explanation of what it is. It's basically the same in every single language. So yeah. And then we are writing a function here called place meeting, and that's basically what it is. It's checking whether we're meeting a certain place, what if we're meeting an object, basically. So, or if we're colliding or touching an object in the room. And we're saying x plus HSP, so we can tell which side we're meeting the object. So, if we're going left and our HSP equals negative speed, and our speed is 5, remember? So if our HSP equals -5, it'll be checking x plus -5, which is x minus 5. So it'll be checking 5 pixels to the left, right? Because as I said before, left is this way and right is this way. And then it's the same thing for right, because it'll be, if it's x plus 5, it'll checking 5 pixels to the right. And then at the y position that it's currently at, and then this is what it's checking for, what object is trying to see whether it's colliding or not. And this is obj_wall, which is the object that we did create. So yeah, I hope that makes sense to you. And then in here we're doing something that's a bit more complex, and it's called a while loop. And basically what a while loop does is while whatever's in here is still true, it performs this until whatever's in here is false, essentially. So it loops this over and over and over until this is false, and then it doesn't, and then it just skips this. So when whatever in here is false, it just disregards whatever's in here and goes right down to the next line, essentially. So what we're saying here is while we're not, and what the exclamation mark means is negative, so not. So while we're not place meeting, which I explained before, x plus sine HSP, which basically HSP is a variable, right? And it could be either positive or negative, or it's an integer rather, but it is variable as well. What sine's basically doing is it's saying if HSP is a positive number, then make this 1, make this equal 1. And if HSP is negative, then make this equal -1. So it returns either 1 or -1, essentially. So x plus 1 or -1, depending on which side of our HSP is, whatever our HSP is, and then at the current y position, and we're checking for the obj wall again. And then we're saying x plus equals, I explained what plus equals meant in the other tutorial, the tutorial before this, sine HSP. So basically, while we're not touching the wall, then keep moving. So we can keep moving in our current direction. So when we're not meeting the walls, we can keep moving in our current direction. So don't stop, basically, if we're holding down the key and we're still moving. Except when this is equal to false, so when we're not place meeting, which is we are meeting. So when we're not, so when this, because this not place meeting is when this is true, then it does this, except if it's not place meeting, if I hope you mean double negative is positive. So when we are place meeting a wall, or when we are meeting the position of a wall at the horizontal speed, then just set the HSP equal to 0. So that'll basically just stop us from moving any further when we hit that current position of the wall. So I hope I explained that well enough. So I'll just run through one more time. If we're meaning the current position at which the HSP tells us which side, either positive or negative, and then while we're not meeting that place, and then sign returns 1 or -1, then just keep going, except if we're actually meeting it, if we're actually at that place, then stop, set HSP to equal 0, which, that's what happens, and then yeah, again, when we're not meeting it, then just keep going in whatever direction or whatever speed we're going at, which is basically what this is saying. So I hope that makes sense, and if it doesn't, then you can watch this again, or just copy it down, I guess, I don't know, but it should make sense. And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to highlight this, and it's 5 o'clock here, my watch does that every hour, I'm sorry for the interruption there. Anyways, what you're going to want to do is copy paste this, or you could do Control-C, or you could copy it like this, and then just enter, and then Control-V, and then you'll have basically an exact copy of this code right here. And then what you're going to want to do is, it's pretty self-explanatory, you're going to want to change this to VSP, so Y plus the vertical speed, and then X plus sine VSP, or Y plus sine VSP, vertical speed, and then you're going to want to do Y plus equals sine vertical speed, and then vertical speed equals 0. And then this works on the same analogy, or the same formula as this, except it's checking for the up and down, like it's checking whether we're colliding on the top or the bottom rather than the left or the right. So yeah, that is collision in a nutshell. That is basically all you have to do for collision. Actually, it is all you have to do for collision, and I hope that made sense. And again, this is not my code, this is Sean Spalding's code. A link to his channel will be in the description if you want to go check out his videos. They're awesome. He's way better than I am right now. So yeah, that is the code right there, and we can click the green check mark here, and then press OK, and we can run the game by pressing the little green arrow there. And now, when we move around, as you can see, when I hold the right key, I am not moving. Like I collide with the wall and I stop, essentially. And I can stop in the corner there, and it's perfect, pixel perfect collision. So basically, yeah, it's moving until we're meeting the wall, and then when we're touching the wall, then stop moving, is basically simplified, basically what we are doing. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. In the next one, I will be hoping to do projectiles or shooting, essentially. So we will be able to take our little character here, and we'll be able to, I guess, have like a button, and we'll be able to shoot with him. And yeah, that is what I'm hoping to accomplish in the next video. And I have a new recording schedule. I will be releasing a new tutorial every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So stay tuned for that. And obviously today is Monday. Well, I released it like today. The day I'm recording this is Monday, and it will come out later in this day. So yeah. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. See ya. Bye.